We have a very special speaker that needs no introduction, but I'll try. I'll give it a try. Well, she's a diamond manager. She's our #1 FPO within the UK, Ireland, and Iceland. We are super proud because she has been part of the prestigious leadership management team, leadership global team, being one of the founding members in that. We are super proud because she's part of the UK, Ireland, and Iceland. And of course, she's none other than our amazing Jane Leach. Jane, this is over to you.
Well, thank you for that introduction, and thank you, Lisa, Natalie, Paul, for all that you shared today. Phenomenal information. And for all of you on the call, you will have taken so many precious notes, so many incredible ideas, and there's no reason really why you can't go on from today and build an incredibly successful business. So I want to share with you a little bit now about what happens next, sort of where do you go with your business? How do you manage your expectations, your mindset? What should you be focusing on? And I want to say to you right now that September is a fantastic month to drive your business forward. And it's a fantastic month because everyone's just had school holidays. You know, some people have been fortunate enough to spend all the time with their families and loved ones. Other people have had to juggle time and spin plates with work and other commitments, and maybe haven't been able to be that present parent, that present significant other. And that's maybe got them thinking about, you know, can forever plug the gap? Can forever actually replace my full-time salary? Can forever actually give me the income I need to be free? Because really, that's why people get involved in Forever. They're looking for an element of freedom. Freedom means different things to different people. But for most of us, we just want to be free to live the life that we want to live. So September is a great month because a lot of people are thinking. They're thinking about the lives that they want. They're thinking about going back to the grind and the hustle of things that maybe don't inspire them. So it's a fantastic time right now to be prospecting. You know, Lisa talked about being a fantastic time to be retailing leading into Christmas. I believe right now that you have got the ears of your prospects. They are ready to listen to you. So whether you're a brand new supervisor on this call today and have just achieved that with 10 CCs, and if you have, well done, or whether you're already progressing up the marketing model, you know, whether you're on your way to manager, whether you're on your way to Eagle, whether you're building a chairman's bonus, a business, then you have got two choices right now as to how you're going to embrace the rest of this year and next year. You've got two choices. You can stay where you are, doing a little bit here, there, and everywhere, doing a little bit in a half-hearted way, or you can really put your business into momentum. And I know from my own journey in Forever, 30 years of being at the top in Forever, I know that you need to put time and energy into putting your business into momentum. But once you do that, once your business begins to take off, I promise you, it's a little bit like the sails on a giant windmill. When the wind comes, nothing much happens, but the wind is consistent and there's a bit of movement and the wind keeps at those windmill sails, and eventually the sails turn around and around and around. And even when the wind stops, the sails are still going around. And that's what we want to do. We want to put our businesses into momentum. And to put a business into momentum, you've got to have a phenomenal mindset. Mindset is absolutely crucial. And you have to be in a position where you are going to decide that now is the time to take advantage of all that Forever has to offer and really begin to put your business into momentum. Commit to going forward, commit to taking action. And in making that commitment, it's absolutely vital that you are, that you kind of know what your goals are. It's really, really important that you know what your goals are. So you have to ask yourself right now, what do I want 2025 to look like? And Lisa just talked about Christmas and I'm talking about 2025. But yes, what do you want your life to look like in 2025? This is the question, because the way that you finish this year will determine what happens in 2025. In other words, where we are right now in our thinking is that as we come out of the summer, a lot of people will be focusing on what they haven't achieved rather than what they've learned. And if you come out of summer with that mindset, oh, I wanted to achieve 10cc supervisor, but I didn't do it, and you allow your whole physiology to droop. Oh, you know, I wanted to be recruiting 4 people, I didn't do it. Oh, I wanted to be doing that, I didn't do it. And if all you focus on is what you didn't do in sort of July and August, that's going to have a huge impact now on the way you're going to move forward in September through to the end of the year. So rather than focus on what you maybe didn't achieve last month, the last couple of months, the last 90 days, why don't you take the time to take a piece of paper and say, what have I learned? What have I learned? In the last 90 days, what have I learned? And how is what I've learned going to help me finish the year strong? Well, once you've identified what you've learned rather than what you haven't achieved, then you can begin to build on that. And the reason I'm talking to you about this is because most people have no idea how to manage expectations in building their forever business. They just don't. They just don't know how to do it. And more so now in this crazy world we live in, where people expect pretty much instant gratification. You know, if you think about it, we're looking at social media all the time. People are scrolling. They're looking at these influencers. They're looking at these people that seem to have come out of nowhere, done nothing, but they're multi-millionaires. Guys, that isn't the truth. You know, don't believe everything that you see or hear. I want you to understand that there is a process that you need to adhere to in order to build a strong, productive business that is going to outlive you and be there for generations. So, you know, if you're sitting right now watching this webinar and you're concerned about what you haven't achieved rather than looking at what you've learned, I'm going to help you manage your expectations on the journey ahead of you. And I want you to think about this because it's really important. And all the speakers that have been on today, all of them have been through this same process. And if you look at how long anything takes, you look at the first few days. The first 3 or 4 days is an idea. You know, when you're looking at anything, oh, I want to lose some weight. And you start thinking about it for a few days, it becomes an idea. Oh, I need to make a bit of extra money. And you start thinking about it and it just becomes an idea. And, you know, that is typical for everybody when we start thinking about something. And then if you think about 3 weeks, 3 weeks is an attempt. And I love this because this is so typical of people that are losing weight, going to the gym, learning a language, starting a new business, whatever it is they're doing. They put so much effort into 3 weeks and they look at their results at the end of 3 weeks and they go, oh, okay. Well, I've given 100% for a few weeks and nothing's happening, so maybe this isn't for me. And we see so many people quit. They walk away. They walk away from the gym. They give up on their diet. They just can't be bothered. And that's because they're not managing expectations. But let's look at 3 months. Now, 3 months is where we begin to see things happening. And this is why I'm so excited now about September, October, November, and going into December. Because the next 3 months, we're going to be formulating habits. And when we formulate habits, disciplines, and we apply them consistently, we see unbelievable change in our businesses. So let's have a look at what we need to be doing over a 3-month period to move us on in our ability to become a professional networker. You know, if you look at what you have learned, you've probably learned how to retail a product. You may not be as good as Lisa and be so fluid with the way she communicates, but you can sell a product. give yourself a big tick for that. You may be able to chat with somebody about the business. You may be a bit clumsy and may say some of the wrong things, but hey, that's okay. People don't know what you don't know, so that's fine. You may be able to invite somebody to a BP, and guess what? They actually turn up. Give yourself a pat on the back. You may be a bit sketchy at making a follow-up call, but you're having a go and you're doing it. Well done. Because if you are consistently focusing on the daily habits that we have to apply in order to build a successful business, then I promise you, by the end of 3 months, you are going to be so much further ahead than you ever thought possible. But then if you amplify that and look at 3 years, by the time you get to the end of a 3-year period, you are a skilled professional networker. Now, I'm sharing this with you right now because it's really, really important. It took me longer than 3 months before the penny finally dropped. And I realized that I had my hands on a really simple business. We use a product, we see tremendous results, and we share the product with enthusiasm to other people. We begin to build a business, we see results, we make a bit of money, and we enthusiastically share that with others. And that's what we do, and that's what we get paid for. People overcomplicate the whole process, and sadly, they never get to 3 years. And sadly, they miss out on everything that Forever has to offer. But if you manage your expectations, and if you get to your first 90 days, and if you replicate your 90 days, creating your habits, good habits, being consistent in your activity, consistent in your goal setting, consistent in your planning, consistent in all of the income producing activities that we need to focus on, then I promise you, by the end of year 3, you are going to be a highly skilled, professional, high-earning network marketer. So what do I have to do in order to build a business? Well, the first thing you have to remember is this. You can get up every morning and understand that you have choices. All of us do. Every morning when we wake up, we have choices. We can either continue to sleep with our dreams or wake up and chase them. And that means that we become proactive. We're not sitting there thinking about what we want to achieve, dreaming about what we want to achieve. We are actually going to put a plan in place, create our goals, design our own life, be the architect of our own future. Because once we take responsibility for that, it's when the magic kicks in. So you need to have clarity on the goal and know why that goal is important to you. And right now, I would suggest that everybody on this call who is not yet a supervisor fully embraces the new 10cc to supervisor incentive. You know, I was on a call with Aidan last night and we're chatting for about half an hour, 45 minutes, really digging deep into how this new 10cc goal is impacting those that are embracing it, what we're looking to achieve from it, some other things that might come and might not that are going to be equally as exciting. And I can promise you right now, take advantage of this. Take advantage of, in 1 month, building a 10cc supervisor business and giving yourself the first real promotion on the marketing plan that allows you to earn proper bonuses. Because it's really exciting when you begin to see the proper bonuses that you're earning as a result of developing your team. So have clarity on your goal and know what you want to achieve. It's really, really, really important. Now, one of the things that I think is really important is to understand what you're trying to achieve between now and the end of the year. Because, as I say, if you finish this year strong, then you go into next year being able to achieve things and incomes, incentives, promotions in the marketing plan that you probably hadn't even considered. But I think most people just don't think big enough. Most people are sweating the small stuff rather than thinking about the big stuff. And I'm here to say to you right now that everybody should be focusing on the 150 cc's to manager by the end of December. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. You know, you could already be a very strong supervisor. You've maybe been a supervisor for a few months. You've maybe got, you know, a nice CC base of around about 10 to 15 a month. So I'm here to challenge you and say, put a plan together to get to 20 case credits plus in September, and do that with balance. You know, one of the challenges I believe we have with the 10cc to supervisor incentive, well, not a challenge, but something we need to be mindful of, is that you can retail your way there quite easily. And yes, you'll give yourself a retail bonus, but you won't have a team building bonus because you won't have a team if all you've done is retail. So it's really, really important that you master recruitment, master the art of developing your story, master the art of being able to chat with people when you're out and about, master the art and the skill of being good at creating intrigue and sharing your journey on social media, so people can watch what you're doing. Learn how to recruit from a launch, learn how to recruit from a customer, learn how to have balance in your business. Retailing and recruitment go hand in hand and should be able to get you all the way through the marketing model. But I'm challenging you to develop a business that does 20 case credits in September. And then in October, look to develop 35 cases. It's only 15 more. So rather than go, oh, I don't think I can do 35 cases, go, no, if I can do 20, then I can do 20, 35 is only 15 more. How am I going to do that 15? And put that plan together. Look into your team and you might say, well, actually, I've got 2 people that could go to supervisor on the 10cc incentive. Well, that actually gives you 20 new case credits. Or one of them might do it and one of them might do 5. There's your 15. And what I'm trying to get across to you is start planning, start thinking, start mapping out, start drawing, start having diagrams everywhere, start having schematics everywhere, because what the eye can see, the mind can start to believe and start pushing you toward achieving that goal. So then November, you will see some momentum now. September, October, phenomenal months to put a business into momentum. 45 cases, it's only 10 more. It's one supervisor. You may have recruited that person in September and they weren't ready in October, but November they are, and boom, off they go, and they give you that extra 10 case credits. And then all you need is another 5 in December. And if you just copy what Lisa shared with you and get everybody being mega retailers in December, you'll smash through and do your 50 to give you 150 over the next 4 months to make you a manager. And there you have it. It's a plan. And it may just look like figures to you on a screen, but it's a plan. It's a plan when you take those figures and you start drawing them out, drawing your team out, drawing your activity out, drawing your commitment out, so you can see where all the volume's going to come from. Now, you may be a brand new supervisor today on the call. You've only just achieved it at the end of August, and you're thinking, wow, Jane, I don't know if I can do manager by the end of December. Well, here's the thing. If you think you can, or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. So when you look at this, don't think I can't, think which plan is best suited to me right now. Because I'd rather you pick a plan that suits you and go for it than go, oh, I don't know, I can't do it. Remember, I talked about mindset. Mindset is everything. If you don't have the right mindset, you've got nothing, nothing at all. But if you are a brand new supervisor at the end of August, then here's a really neat plan for you. In September, focus on recruiting. Focus on bringing some people into your team, follow through with all of your customers, get yourself some launches booked. You can recruit so quickly at the end of a launch. And focus on going from 10 to 15. It's 5 CCs more. That's all it is. And look at where those 5 case credits are coming from. How am I going to achieve that? Then in October, you do 20. It's just 5 more. And a lot of that will come through what you do in September. If you put a good productivity month in September, you speak to your 3 to 5 a day, you get your retailing in place, you follow up on your customers, you invite people to the BPs, you go out and you do your follow-ups. By come October, you'll have all these new people in your team, you'll smash through 20 and you'll go into November doing 30. That's only 10 more. So maybe in October you have somebody join, and in November they're going to be a 10cc supervisor. There's your 10 extra cases. In December, there's only 35, 5 more. In January, it's only 40, 5 more than December. In February, it's only 45, 5 more than January, and there you've done it. November, December, January, February, your manager in February. Why is this exciting? Because first of all, you're going to give yourself a massive pay rise, and a pay rise in anybody's book is really exciting. Secondly, you're going to be ready to go into the year and get ready to qualify as an Eagle. And let me tell you, your business will not be recognizable when you build an Eagle business. But more importantly, you're going to be part of the Forever Eagles that get to travel the world with Forever and experience Forever in a completely different way. You're also going to look into your team and identify somebody who's like you, who says, hey, I want to be a manager as well. And potentially March, April, they could go manager, which means you're then structured for chairman's bonus. Now, guys, I'm saying this to you because I want to expand your thinking. Most people do not think big enough. They're focusing on the small stuff rather than thinking about the bigger picture and all that Forever has to offer. You are in a perfect place, could not be better positioned right now, where I'm so grateful the UK has got this 10cc to supervisor. I'm so grateful we've got all the incredible leaders coming together to train, coach and mentor you. So grateful for Michael's leadership and all the people at head office for supporting us. We cannot fail as long as we have a plan, we think bigger, we look at what we want to achieve, we take these figures into our workbooks, we put the detail around them, and we go to work. And we have a mindset that failure is not an option. I can, I will, I must, and I'm starting today. And I just want to point out to you, sorry for all the people that are watching that have got a job, but nobody gets rich on a salary. And I can, I speak from first-hand experience. I had a job for 18 years, quite a high-powered job. I was a farm estate manager running a 3,000-acre estate, lots of responsibility. Let me tell you one thing, after 18 years, when I joined Forever, I was broke. I was broke because you can work as hard as you want in a job. They're not going to give you the rewards that Forever will give you. So if you want to build real wealth, then build your Forever business. And I know it to be true. I've done it. I've coached thousands of people around the world to do it. There are leaders that have trained today that have done it. They've coached thousands of people around the world to do it. This is not on trial. This is not us giving it a go. We know categorically this works. The question is, do you want to come with us? So I've just given you a little bit of an overview about mindset, about the way you think, about your thoughts, about a manager plan, about how maybe to put it together, about taking advantage of the 10cc supervisor incentive right now, which runs till the end of January. Guys, get all over it, because this is the kind of incentive that puts business into momentum. I hope you're excited about the time scale and the expectations of managing your mindset around creating income and wealth. But I guess probably right now you're saying, well, that's all very well and good, Jane, but can I do it? Well, let's have a little look at that, because can I do it? I literally sum up in one sentence, if you want it. It's as simple as that. You can do it if you want it. When I joined Forever 30 years ago, we had nothing. We had a box of products and a flip chart. We had no success stories other than one Chinese couple in Liverpool. That was it. We couldn't reference anything. We couldn't share anything. We had nothing. But I wanted to do it. And I think that's the difference between having everything and still not doing it, or having nothing and wanting to do it. So everything happens when you say, yeah, I want to do it, and I'll pay the price and do whatever I need to do to get to where I want to be. So you need to stay committed to taking regular daily steps. Now, I can't emphasize this enough. You know, when the mindset is, yes, I want to do it, what do we focus on? We focus on income producing activity, simple as. And you can't fool the figures. This is a numbers business. You know, however many you commit to speaking to a day, then you have to commit to speaking to them. If it's 3 a day, speak to 3 a day. If it's 1 a day, speak to 1 a day. I'd rather you stay committed speaking to 1 a day than saying I'm going to speak to 10 a day and only do that for a month. But if you speak to 1, 2, or 3 a day every day for the next 12 months, I promise you, you will not recognize your business in the next 3 years. So we use the product and share the product. You know what to do with the retailing. You've had great retail training. You've had great network training. You know what to do. Focus on the IPAs. Don't be fearful of them, because at the end of the day, you only get good by doing. All of us will tell you categorically that at the beginning of our journey, we were terrible. My communication skills were appalling. I didn't know how to ask for a sale. I didn't know how to ask someone to come and look at the business. I didn't know how to answer questions. I didn't know how to show a BP, do a one-to-one. I didn't know how to do a planning meeting. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know what aloe vera was. I didn't know how to do anything, but I knew one thing. I wanted my kids in private school. That I did know. And if I have a goal and I have a vehicle and I bring them together, it's where the magic happens. So focus on and be committed on taking your regular daily steps. It is easy to procrastinate. It is easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow. But I promise you, once you step out of your commitment, the mind knows. You can talk to yourself all you want, but you stepped out of your commitment. You know, I can share stories with you if I had more time. When we really didn't want to do stuff, we were tired, we were exhausted, we had the kids, we were still working when we started in Forever, but we literally dragged ourselves at 11, 12 o'clock at night to do what we set out to do on a daily basis because we were committed to our goal. And that's not just in Forever. You look at any successful person in any walk of life. You know, we've just had the Olympics, the Paralympics, and oh my goodness, when you see people winning their medals, they've maybe only had, 10 seconds to run 100 meters, but they will have trained for 10 years for 10 seconds of glory. The point I'm making is, if you want to be successful, you've got to be committed to taking regular steps. And you've got to stay positive and believe in yourself. You know, it's probably one of the hardest areas of building a business. Self-doubt is really normal. It's something that we all go through. Every single successful person has doubted their ability as they've started out on their journey to success, every one of them. But your mindset is a very, very powerful tool. And you have to believe in your ability to grow and to learn and to achieve your goals. And you need to stick close to those that have got what you want, done what you want to do, and are doing it today. And I'm going to say something quite controversial right now. I'm going to say, stop following people on social media that promise you the world and deliver nothing. There's an awful lot of people out there that are promising so many things. If you buy their courses, follow them on social media, they tell you that everybody else that's building businesses are wrong and they're the right ones. But I promise you, 90% of them have never built a business in their life. They're just trying to teach you what to do, and they don't come from that have done it. Surround yourselves with those that are going to help you get to where you want to be, because you've got this. Once you decide to decide, you've got it. Just believe in yourself and let go of the negativity. Also work with your mentors. Your mentors are there to support you. You know, they're not there to chase up on you all the time. They're not there to be constantly ringing you to check up on you. They are there to book in planning meetings, to take time to look at what you're doing, to engage with you, to grow you in your belief and your abilities. But you've got to go to them. Do not expect them to run around after you. I will give my time gladly to those people in my team who show up, do what I ask of them. They may not always get the results, but they're showing up and they're doing what I ask of them. The beauty about that is when people are trying and applying, you've got somewhere to coach and go forward. So work with your mentors, work with your team. They're there to help you, but they can only take you to water. They can't make you drink. You've got to do the activity. They're there to help support and teach you. And here's a big one. You've got to build a business by focusing on helping others. And I didn't really get this in the early days. You know, I thought it was all about me and what I did and kind of my input into the business. And a lot of that is the reality. But it is truly about helping other people. And it's also being able to get engaged with other people and know that everybody is on their own personal journey and everybody will achieve at different speeds. Some people will go boom out of the starting on the starting track and they just race ahead. And some people will take a little bit longer and some take a long time to get off the starting blocks. However, you have to be mindful of where you spend your time. You cannot spend your time working with those that will not take action. And I made this big mistake in the early days. Those that were actually racing ahead, I thought, well, they don't need me. They're doing a great job. They don't need me. I'll go and work with the one that doesn't do 4 case credits, doesn't come to planning meetings, doesn't come to BPs, doesn't show up, hasn't got a goal. I'll go and work with them because, you know I can turn them into managers. So here's a little bit of very, very great advice based on my wisdom. You can't work with those people. They're going to drag you down. They're going to disempower you. They're going to make you question yourself, your own ability. You love them. They're always there. And when they're ready to step up, you'll commit to them. But you go work with the people that are hungry. Help people that are hungry to make a difference in their lives. Help people who are open to learning what they need to learn to be successful. Help people that want to fully embrace the forever opportunity and run with it. And you need to have that clear goal. And you need to set that clear goal and work diligently and adjust your progress. And I've already covered this. You know, I've talked about so many people focusing on what they haven't achieved rather than going, okay, here we are now in the first week of September. I put a plan in place in August to get to supervisor. It didn't work, therefore I'm a failure. No, I put a plan in place to work in August, didn't quite happen. Now let's set the goal for September, readjust the sail on the ship, look at where I need to focus, look at what I learned, look at what I need to learn, and let's go for it. But more importantly as well, it's important that you know why you want to achieve that goal. Why do you want to be a supervisor? Why do you want to be a manager? Why do you want to be an eagle? Because the position is amazing, but the money that it gives you is going to give you the goal, the dream that you have in life. And that's why it's so exciting. The marketing plan fuels the income to allow you to achieve the goal that is important to you. So you need to track your progress weekly. You know, you literally have to plan on a Sunday for the whole week. And then on Saturday next week, review. Or Sunday, review. And then reset the new goal. So you plan, do, review. Plan, do, review. That way, you're going to be adjusting and fine-tuning the areas you need to work on to achieve the progress. This is what any sportsman does. You know, if they carry on doing the things that they've been doing, expecting to get a gold medal, it ain't going to happen. And that's the same in forever. So work diligently and adjust every single week. And you can achieve this business by working hard. And I really want to emphasize that don't rely on luck to build a business. Rely on your effort. Never wish for anything to be easier. Wish for you to become stronger, more skilled, more determined. Work hard and stay focused, and success will come. And it's really interesting, isn't it? I don't know whether this is a general observation right now, but post-Brexit, not Brexit, COVID, I don't know if you've noticed this, but quite a lot of people don't have the same work ethic they used to have before COVID. They almost got an entitled attitude that they can just sit around and do nothing. And one day when the going gets tough, someone's going to put their hand in their pocket and give them a whole load of money. Well, that's not the way to build a future. You know, you don't need to rely on anything that anybody else is going to give you. You need to rely on what you can achieve through your own efforts, your own commitment, each day, each week, each month. You know, starting a business can be challenging. There's no doubt about that. You know, I'm not saying to you it's all easy. It's not easy, but it's worth it. But if you stay positive, if you stay consistent, and if you focus on helping others that want to achieve their goals, then you will build the momentum that you need in your business to succeed. And you will begin to focus on the right actions, and you will be able to achieve your goals. But more importantly, something happens to you when you begin to embrace the concept of work, consistency, learning, planning, goal setting, achievement, recognition, reward. Your whole physiology changes, you change, and people notice. You become attractive when you're communicating to other people. You have a different energy. And it was interesting. I did a launch a couple of weeks ago for a new girl in my team. And it was her second launch, her own second launch. And she lives local, so it was great. I just drove over. She had 8 of her friends there. And I didn't know any of them. And I did my launch, and I was my normal self, full of energy, full of passion, you know, full of fun. And I did what I do at the end of the event to make sure that we recruited. And within a few days, I got a phone call from my new FBO, and she said, there was a lady at the event that wants to meet with you because she just loved your energy. She said it was so infectious. So remember, it's not necessarily the story of Forever that will recruit. It's not necessarily the story of Aloe that will recruit. It's not necessarily the marketing plan that will recruit. It's you. It's your energy, your passion, your vision, and your focus. You know, people don't have role models like they used to have. People want to follow strong, dynamic, energized, happy, fun people. Why? Because there ain't a lot of that in the workplace. So become that person, step into your own work ethic, go to work, and let's see you achieve your goals. So pulling it all together, if you're serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. I was serious about changing my life 30 years ago. I didn't join Forever to give it a go, to try, to see if it would work. I joined Forever to be successful. I didn't know what success would look like. I didn't know what I had to do, but I knew Forever was the vehicle for me. And once you know Forever is the vehicle for you, you'll find your way. But if not, you'll find an excuse. And I tell you something, excuses make today easier. Because they do, don't they? You can justify your excuse. But I tell you something, it makes tomorrow harder. And discipline makes today harder, but makes tomorrow easier. So it's easier to procrastinate, put off, and say, I'll do it tomorrow, do it next week, do it next month. But if you do that, nothing in your life changes. Sometimes it's really hard to think, oh, I've got to just make another couple of calls, or I've got to reach out to another couple of people. You know what? Do it. Because I tell you something, once you've done it, it's like a weight is off your shoulders. You have no guilt because you know you've done what you set out to do today. You can go and enjoy the rest of your day. And tomorrow will be a bit easier because you're beginning to learn what discipline really means. So just in closing, I want to ask you all to do something for me. I want you all to just take a piece of paper, and in 5 seconds, I want you to write down the names of 3 people you love deeply. Quickly, do it right now. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, can some of you put in the chat who you love? Who do you love dearly? Are you already doing it? Mum, dad, who are you doing it? Husband? Great. Kids, my daughter. Come on, keep them coming. Family, children, my brother, mum. Oh, it's brilliant. I love it. Sisters, cousins, friends, children, mum, dad. Okay, stop. I love it. I love all of it. Brilliant. But not one of you has written down that you love yourself. And I'm here to tell you right now, guys, that you have to love yourself first. And I want to share something with you. Sometimes I find this a bit emotional, so I don't know why it gets to me, but I'm going to share it anyway. Sometimes we don't love ourselves, and we don't love ourselves based on the past, basically. You know, we've all had experiences in our past that make us feel unworthy, that make us feel invisible, that make us feel as if we can't achieve anything, that make us feel, who are we? Who are we to share a business? Who are we to talk about a product? Who are we that anybody else will listen to us? You know, I had an abusive marriage, my first marriage. I had 10 years of mental abuse, 10 years of mental abuse, where almost on a daily basis I was ignored, spoken to in a derogatory way, told I was useless, told us I would never amount to anything. And when I finally plucked up the courage to take my 2 little boys and walk away from that abusive marriage for 18 months, I lived in that headspace. I was useless. No one would listen to me. I was worthless. I was never going to be a good mum. I was never going to be anybody. And that 10 years had a huge impact on me, huge impact on me. Now, here's the thing. Everybody has got demons from the past. We all have. It could have been one sentence from a well-meaning teacher, family member. Somebody could have said something that, you know, has destroyed your self-belief, your self-confidence. And you may show up and try to be confident, but inside you're hurting and you are pulling yourself down all the time. And I'm here to say to you that it's time to love yourself. It's time to believe in yourself. You are amazing. You are incredible. You really are. You're incredible because you've taken the first step. You're here right now. You've shown up. You are worthy. You are capable. You can do anything you set your mind to. I was very fortunate that after 18 months of living the life of you are useless, you are nobody, you are worthless, I was very fortunate to meet John and to find Forever. And step by step, day by day, this hurt, wounded woman, and that's what I was, began to say, I can do this. I can achieve my goal. You know, everything is possible. And bit by bit, I let go of the past. And I'm here to say to you, let go of the past. You can't influence the past. You can only influence the future. And I'm here to say to you right now that you are going to build an incredible life with Forever, with the products, with all the people around you that want to be successful. You just need to believe in yourself, fly high, leave the past behind, and have fun in using the product, sharing the opportunity, and teaching others to do the same. So this is nothing to do with luck. This is about you creating your destiny, your future for you and your family. Thanks, everybody. I hope that you've all enjoyed what you've heard, and I wish you nothing but great success between now and the end of the year. Thank you very much.
Jane, thank you so much. I hope you could see the chat is lighting up out of love to you, appreciation to you, and being so grateful, all of us, to have you leading, you know, from the front and leading by example. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for giving your heart once again to us. We're so appreciative.